It's fine. The next time you came over, make sure to bring them. Mrs. John just said and smiled. Taehyung felt like a weight was lifted off his entire being. He didn't know why that so hard, and he had to lie, but at least they did. So who? This person you are with anyway? Taehyung eyes widened. He almost shocked. Oh, funny. You said that. Oh, hey, I think my phone is ringing probably. My mom. I saw that. Go back. It was nice talking to you. I'll see you both again. Maybe. He waved to them and quickly exited the kitchen. As he was walking out, he heard footsteps walking away from the kitchen, but he didn't see who it was. He decided to not bother and just to keep heading out. He was glad that was over with. Taehyung finished talking to Minho and Jungkook's parents a while ago. Now he was out of a bookstore because his mom asked him to pick something up before he came home. He got the things he was told to get, and now he was sitting in the cafe waiting for his order. His son and his girl thought his phone. Why couldn't his mom come and get the book herself? He got so many strange books by the book too. How to improve your relationship with your husband. Taehyung was staring to a thing. She asked him to buy it for her on purpose. Order 116. Taehyung looked down at his paper. Finally, he got up and went to the front to grab his drink. Thank you, he smiled and turned away. Taehyung took a drink and made his way out of the cafe and out of the bookstore. While he was walking out, he overheard someone raise their voice. He stopped and hid before one of the pillars out front of the store. I can't do this anymore. Taehyung looked around and the pillar and saw two boys. One were young and cute looking, one which Taehyung almost but stopped once he realized who the other guy was. It was Chan, that guy that Jungkook cried about and ranted about how he had loved him. He sent a suspicious glare. Chan, why but stay hidden? What do you mean? Can't you do this anymore? Chan asked, his tone scared even Taehyung. This is the younger looking boy said and looked down, shaking his head. How would Wonji feel if he found out you me that time that we got out of him? The guilt is eating at me and I can't take it. Wonji is my friend and I'm not gonna do that to him. I'm telling him that been going to between us and I hope that he wouldn't forgive you because that's just how once of a person he is. He finished and walked past Chan, who in return just stood still. He saw his expression of his face and turned around. Do whatever you want. I hope you two live happily ever after. He scoffed and pulled out his phone, word his breath. Taehyung was watching in shock. He didn't know how he just saw, but he honestly didn't want to get involved from what he heard from Jungkook Chan. It didn't seem like that bad of a guy, but it also seems like he like Wonji at the club. What's with this key thought and what is he said? Hey Jungkook, Taehyung frozen. Chan was on the phone with Jungkook and Taehyung had a really bad feeling about it. He hated to be he couldn't care less at this moment. Yeah, we hadn't talked in a while. I just not wondering if you were busy. Maybe wanna hang out tonight, like a date. Taehyung was watching in shock. So no, say no, say no. Great, really? You know where my apartment is, right? Come and by at 6 o'clock today, okay? Taehyung pulled out his phone. It was still only 4. He had 2 hours to try and stop Jungkook from going. See you later then, Chang said and hung up. Taehyung quickly ran out of there and headed home. He couldn't easily just call Jungkook and tell him what he saw, but he needed to talk to him face to face. He ran into his room and went to see his mom in a living room, tossing the bag onto the couch. I got so many weird looks. I hope you appreciate it. His mom only laughed and took the book out of the bag. Thank you, honey. Hey, where you go? Taehyung ran into his room and shut the door. What was he going to say to try and convince Jungkook? Well, they kind of had things going on, didn't they? He hoped. So maybe he just believed him. He quickly changed into something other than what he was wearing the night before and made his way back downstairs. Hey mom, where are those papers? Taehyung, you got me the wrong book, his mother sang. Taehyung titled his head and walked out to her. What did I get them? How to improve your relationship with your boyfriend? Was someone maybe on your mind when you were picking it out? She asked her son's shoulders. Taehyung started coaching and shaking his head. No. She laughed at the book beside her in the kitchen on the counter. Taehyung got up and thanked her, but before he could leave, she spoke again. You might want to keep this book, just in case. Taehyung just started yelling to block out her talking and ran towards the kitchen. He grabbed the paper and found a random pen. He signed and rubbed his head. He really couldn't deal with his mom sometimes, but she was great, so he was not complaining. He lifted out at the paper and found where he had to sign, doing exactly that. His mother came into the kitchen and set her glass into the sink. So you are heading over there now? Taehyung shook his head, waiting until 5:30. She looked confused by the well, I'm not Kate going to ask, but would you wanna to talk to him for as long as possible to convince him something? Taehyung thought for a second and slowly nodded. You are right, it's close enough to the time anyway, so I'll go now. I'll be back later, I hope. You hope? But Taehyung shouted and ran out of the house with the paper in hand. Just knock. It's not like he's gonna be pissed off anything. Taehyung stood outside of Jungkook's house for the second time today, trying to get himself to know it again. After a while of trying, he finally managed to knock. It only took a few seconds before the door opened up. Taehyung was on the other side of it. Taehyung, what are you doing here? Jungkook, I need to talk to you. Taehyung got straight to the point and stepped inside. Okay, go on. Is something wrong? Jungkook asked, clearly confused. Taehyung took a deep breath before he began. Look, please, don't go to Chan place. How do you know about that? Jungkook nodded his eyes at Taehyung. It does seem kind strange that I know that, but just listen, okay? Taehyung grabbed one of Jungkook's hands to keep him from leaving and gave him a pleading look. Jungkook signed and nodded, so Taehyung went on. I went out today after I left here and I saw Chan with this kid. He looked like 17, 18. I don't know. Wait, Jungin? Jungkook interpreted Taehyung's sign. I don't know, maybe, but uh, continuing Jungin, I guess, was saying how he can't do something anymore and that he was going to tell Wonjin that was going on. Then Chan was acting really differently than when I met him that one time, like really rude, and that's when he called you. I overheard. Jungkook interpreted it again. Don't worry about it, okay? But I heard what he was saying, that I'll be like a date and stuff. Well, again, don't worry, just leave it alone. You might have heard what he said, but you didn't hear what I said. Jungkook spoke and with annoyance in his voice. I just don't want you to get hurt. Thank you, but I'm fine. Jungkook pushed his away part Taehyung and made his way out of the front door. Taehyung watched Taehyung leave and signed He turned around and walked into the kitchen, sitting the paper on the table and leaving a note that was there. Minnie was sitting on the couch in the living when she heard the knock on the door. Jungkook was in the kitchen and shouted that he get it. Minnie was listening as he opened the door. Taehyung, what are you doing here? Minnie smiled and stood up, about to leave the room to go see Taehyung, but stopped when she heard Taehyung speak. Jungkook, I need to talk to you. Okay, go on. Is something wrong? Look, please don't go to Chan place. Thanks. How do you know about that? Minnie watched from around the corner in confusion, listening to their whole conversation until Jungkook got annoyed and left. She started thinking back to when she overheard their conversation with her parents. How Taehyung was already in a relationship. Minnie sighed and leaned against the wall. She knew what was going on here. Taehyung ended up leaving the house about 10 minutes ago. Now Minnie was standing in the kitchen next to the paper that he had left. She sighed and pulled out her phone, calling her mom. After a little while, she picked it up. Hello, Minnie. You know, we are out right now. What do you need? Sorry, mom. I just wanted to tell you know that Taehyung come by and he left those papers. She spoke, not knowing what else to say. Oh, that. Oh, the paper. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you, honey. No, it's okay. I know. I overheard you guys talking about it. She laughed softly, but I just wanted to let you know that I signed them already and they'll be on the kitchen counter when you got back. Her mother was caught for a moment, obviously surprised by how okay Minnie was with this entire situation. Alright, honey, we are still at dinner, but we shouldn't be back too late. Is Jungkook there with you? Minnie shook his head as if her mother could see the sign to herself. He went over to a friend place, I guess. Alright, we hope you have a good night, honey. Bye. By Minnie smiled and hung up. She glanced down at the paper, thinking how they even got into this situation in the first place. Why would their parents do this if they ended up arranging to cancel it so easily? Jungkook, hey Taehyung, what's up? I sort of got knocked out of. Can I came over you? Not even 20 minutes ago, Jungkook was on the phone with the person he last expressed, and now where was he? Awkwardly sitting in the Hung living room with his mom staring him down. Jungkook clapped as set as still he couldn't. He felt her eyes burning those hole in his. He was scared, honestly. Taehyung, are you going to introduce me? Mom, you already. Hi, I am Mrs. Kim. She interpreted and smiled at Jungkook finally. Jungkook nodded and smiled back. Jungkook? I know Taehyung never shut up about you. She whispered about it. Was hardly even that. Taehyung could clearly hear her. Mom, Taehyung grunt. Why was this a good idea? Okay, I'm sure Jungkook is loving this conversation, but I need to talk to him in private about Lijat. Taehyung quickly grabbed Jungkook's arm and yanked him up, dragging him out of the room and up two stairs. Have fun, his mom shouted. After they were in safely off Taehyung's room, he was finally let out a breath of relief. I'm sorry about you. Never shut up about me, huh? Jungkook cut him off with a laugh. Taehyung saw his heart melted. Shut up. Wow, Jungkook crossed his arm, giving the other an interested look. You just need to shut up. Make me. Whatever the human ember of shock like. It was Taehyung right now. He had no reply. He felt defeat, so he turned his head and chose to ignore the older Jungkook, rolled his eyes and turned away, glancing around the room. Anyway, can I hang here until midnight? Taehyung blinked in confusion. Jungkook in his house? No, his room for more than 4 hours. He didn't think he survived. Sure, I guess, but why? Minnie is out of until midnight. I didn't have a key. Parents are not home, and I have nowhere else to go. Jungkook answered before he made his way to Taehyung's bed, falling down onto it. Theung nodded and followed Jungkook, sitting down on the end of the bed. What happened to your like a date hangout? But don't worry about its things with Chan. Jungkook raised his head and looked at Taehyung, not saying anything in return. Sensitive topic, sorry. Jungkook sat up and shook his head. No, he asked me to leave, more like push me out, but some things I guess. May would he do that? The younger looked at him in surprise. That just mean I wouldn't have kicked you out. Wow, thanks, Jungkook said in a scream, but don't worry about it. It's just compliment and I don't wanna talk about it right now. Taehyung hummed in response. After that, so, what do you wanna talk about? Jungkook looked up at again from his knee, lying on Taehyung's pillow position. He waited a few moments before he scurried over, patting his spot next to him. Come, what? Come here, cuddling me. Get it? Taehyung nodded and slowly made his way over to the boy lying next to him, but it was not cool enough because Jungkook then moved closer instant. Taehyung stayed still. Why was Jungkook acting so clingy and softly? You were so tense. Just cuddle me back, alright? I'm tired. You okay? Taehyung was cut off by Jungkook's head being placed over his mouth. He shook his head. Stop talking. Cuddle. Theung nodded and shifted to get more comfortable now. The two boys were comfortable cuddling. The younger of the two had his head resting against the older's chest, while the older had his arms secretly wrapped around the youngest. They lost track of the time. At this point, they were just enjoying their silence of being in each other's presence. You know, Jungkook mumbled, catch Theung attention. I like you. Theung snored in quiet and glanced up at the boy who was still very close to. I know you have said that before. It was now Jungkook's turn to be shocked. I did? What? Taehyung just smiled and sat up. When we kissed that one time in your room, the older shuffled and pulled Taehyung peek into his arm, angry at the loss of the previous warmth. I guess I did. Taehyung moved from his uncomfortable position and eventually got to where he was hanging Taehyung from the side. Oh, but you can definitely tell me. He as much as you want. I won't get tired of hearing it. Jungkook nodded, letting his eyes falling sad. The other boy just glared. Well, did you know that I very much so heard your little mess up that night? What mess up? I do. I like you too. Taehyung, the younger, cried, clinging to himself. Jungkook's eyes shook wide open and he pushed Taehyung away from his side. What? That was not me. I didn't mess up. Oh, then what were you going to say? Taehyung didn't only grow as he grabbed onto Jungkook's arms. Shut up. Jungkook attempted pushing the clingy boy off again, but ultimately fell due to him being weak and tried. Just drop it. Can't we cuddle more? He whispered. I don't know. Can we? Taehyung lied down and pulled the older boy down with him, nuzzling against his chest. Say what you almost said that night, and we can. Jungkook lied in silence for a few minutes, completing the pros and cons of what would happen if he said it. He sang, saying there was nothing to lose. I love you, he murmured. What? I didn't think I quite heard. Shut up, you heard me. Jungkook cut him off and cupped the boy's face in his hands, pulling him closer to place a quick but loving kiss on his lips. The boy was gone as fast as he came, and Taehyung didn't know what to do. He just frozen. Cuddle me, Jungkook asked as if nothing had just happened. Taehyung nodded and murmured random words to himself. Jungkook, after a while, the two boys ended up falling asleep. Neither spoke up about anything, and there were no disturbance thoughts while they were peacefully passed out in each other's arms. The bedroom door slowly cracked open. Mrs. Kim stood behind it, peeking into the crack. She smiled to herself. I love you, Taehyung, but I'm sorry, she whispered to herself as she took a quick picture of the scene in the room before she quietly closed the door. Hours had passed while the two boys were cuddling each other's arms, and as much as they were enjoying their sleeping, Taehyung had moved, which woke up Jungkook. Jungkook rubbed a hand over his eyes and looked around. The room was pitch black over then, the moonlight shining through in the window. What time it is, he murmured and glanced over to the clock which read 4 in the morning. He let his head fall back, running a hair through his hair. We slept for too long. Hey, Thay. A silent gasp left the boy's lips as he saw Taehyung's precious state. Jungkook's heart felt a pain. This was too much of him to handle. He needed to wake him up, but he loved this view of the sleeping boy. Taehyung, Jungkook called softly, shaking the boy gently. Taehyung moved around a bit more, but that only resulted in him hugging Jungkook closer. Jungkook was silently screaming. Taehyung, he tried again. Taehyung moved. Jungkook laughed. He pushed Taehyung off him and rolled over so he was lying right on top of him. Theung was very rudely taking him his teeth and was now being crushed. Jungkook, get up. He went. Now you won't wake up. He smiled sweetly at the boy under him. Get up and I'll get off. You have to get off me to get off you, Bunny. Taehyung felt very angry. Jungkook, I'm alright. He rolled back off the Taehyung and sat up on the bed. Taehyung waited a minute, going over the consequences of not getting up before he decided to actually get up. He sighed. What did you wake up me up at? He looked over the clock. 4 in the morning, stretching his arm over his head. We are gonna put something warm on. Taehyung blinked in confusion a few times before he slowly crossed to the edge of the bed. Going out at this time? Why? And we are going. Are you going to murder me? No, I'm not quite done. Don't want to wake up your parents. Jungkook quickly scolded, and the younger, you all see. Just put something else and meet me outside. Theung scuffed out of the bed and grabbed whatever he could find around his room. You are just gonna sit out front of my house? Wow, what a creep. Jungkook glared but didn't say anything as he walked out of the room and made his way down the stairs. Pabo. The homeopath and finished getting changed. He ended up throwing on the large hoodie and some sweatpants. Jungkook said dressed warm, so he was dressing warm. He followed after softly later, which he found and key on him. He left his front door locking in the course and meeting with Jungkook, who was sitting on the front bench. So, can I know where we are going now? Jungkook looked up at him and smiled. No, you cannot. Taehyung honestly thought he was going to get murdered tonight. Him and Jungkook were sitting at the back of a bus traveling somewhere at night. They were the only two of the bus, and they were as close as you could possibly get. Taehyung had his hand against Jungkook's shoulder because even he was suspicious. He he was very tired. Jungkook found it adorable, but he was not going to show it. But he let the boy be, loving the warmth he provided him until they arrived at the stop. Jungkook had to use all of the willpower he had to shake the softly boy awake. We are getting off here. Come on, Jungkook spoke quickly. Taehyung mumbled and stood up slowly. Jungkook thought he fall, so the two walked out of the bus hand in hand, and Jungkook led him to where they were going, off as if Taehyung was not worried enough at this point. But now they were walking to the same mountain. Once they got to the top, thought Jungle released the hold on Taehyung's hand and walked over to a tree that sat at the top of. He called for Taehyung to follow, to which he did. Jungkook sat at a tree, Taehyung sitting right beside him. The two looked at the edge of as cheesy as it was, looked at the view of the city. Taehyung glanced over Jungkook and lifted his head. And why we are here at almost 5 in the morning, Jungkook? Jungkook smiled and looked at Taehyung. He was planning on doing this eventually. He was not too sure when it did happen, but it seems like today was the day, or rather tonight was the tonight. Well, I just wanted to be alone with you, somewhere peaceful. Jungkook started talking on Taehyung's heartbeat already started speeding up for whatever reason. First of all, I just wanted to apologize to you because of how I treated you for the first few weeks of knowing you. Jungkook looked down, taking Taehyung's hand in his own. I think I'm just gonna escape all of the gross stuff. I am already sorry, but I cannot function right now because even thought I kind said it before. I think Jungkook finished quick and little too quickly because Taehyung could process what just happened. Taehyung didn't even know what to say. He felt his face heat up immediately. She was positive that could see it. Thought it was dark out. Somehow Taehyung got some courage. I will and he turned his gaze away from Jungkook, not knowing what else to say. Jungkook smiled brightly, thought, moving his hand up to turn Taehyung's face back to his. Taehyung, will you be my real? Taehyung saw he felt his heart leap out of his chest. They dive of his and into the darkness which was the city. Did he hear? Jungkook cried. After quite some time of not speaking, Jungkook was starting to get worried about Taehyung's reaction. Is that a no? No, Taehyung interpreted. I mean, yes. No, it's not. No, I mean, he laughed awkwardly to himself. Yes, I'll be your real thoughts. Jungkook smiled broadly and wrapped his arms around Taehyung, pulling him into that warm hug. He burned into face, into neck, and into him like he was the only things that mattered. Taehyung said the frozen for a few seconds, a little shocked by Jungkook's sudden action. Before he slowly wrapped his arm around Jungkook, he smiled to himself and rested his head against the boy's shoulders. Are you alright? Was all let out. They just sat like that in a peaceful silence for a few minutes, just talking in each other's warmth. It felt different to Taehyung. He never expected to be this close with. He never expected to be, and he never expected Jungkook not to hate him at this rate. His heart was going to explode unless they said something. So, for the sake of his own thought, he broke the silence. I was not expecting you to ask me that. I was not expecting you to say yes. Taehyung found lightly pulling away to be face to face with. Why would I? You're amazing, and I grown attached to you over the time we know each other. Jungkook gave a small smile and looked down towards there, letting out a sigh. Well, I just thought that since I was a huge to you before that you would like. I know you are talking about a beard sort of kind. Okay, we are just and color, but that's not really the same thing. Not that I got it, but set up like and you know that he across his laugh and pushed him lightly, but the hung being he fell back over dramatically and pulled down him. Theung wrapped his arm around who was now lying flat on the top of yours. Oh, Lord, he laughed, patting his head. They lied that for a while, just laughing to each other and enjoying their presence. Chris for Theung smiled. Pushed him off his elbow to look down at, giving him warm smile. He leaned down to give Taehyung cannot play with it back of his. We should probably tell our parents. Jungkook grinned. Yeah, tomorrow thought. Let me have you all to myself for now. He lied back down, Taehyung letting all his weight crush on him. Cool, Jungkook, you are gonna kill me? Are you sure you are all ready for this? Asked as they stood out front of the younger house. Just a week ago, the two had officially become, and now they had the dress talk to telling their parents about the relationship being as the arranged marriage between Minhee and was completely cancelled. At this point, they thought now they would be perfect. Yes, I am completely 100% sure about telling my parents. Tang half and nodded his head. Jungkook nodded slowly, folding his arm over his chest. Why are we still outside then? Is your house. You don't have to knock. I know how. Theung interpreted going to open the door after 10 long minutes of completing. We are in the living room, his mom shouted from the other room. Taehyung tattled his head. We are, he questioned as he and Jungkook walked into said room. Taehyung eyes widened. Dad, I didn't you know you are back to your trip. Oh, Taehyung, you brought Jungkook over. His mom jumped up excitedly and quickly went over to the two, wrapping them both in hug. I feel like I never see you anymore, Taehyung. You are always out who knew where. I'm sorry, Mom. Taehyung gave her a smile, but I kind of need to talk to you about something. He is he spoke quicker, so only she and Jungkook, of course, could hear. Hi, Mom. Just smiled brightly. Oh, come on, and then sit down. You do, Jungkook. She turned around and went back to her spots on the couch. Taehyung recently followed Jungkook behind him, and they sat down on the couch position of the on his parents were on. So, what did you need to tell to me? Taehyung laughed slowly and looked down at his head, and they were sitting in his lap, hoping to stall for time. Well, you see, it's just that I and we are. Um, Taehyung gasped and slapped Taehyung's shoulder lightly. Hey, it's. Taehyung's mother gasped as well, placing her hand over mouth. Oh my God. Please don't be mad. Taehyung looked at in fear, tears streaming from the in corner of her eyes. It took you long enough, she shouted. How long it has been? Why did you become official? Who asked the question? Oh my God. Taehyung frozen. He was stared at his mother in disbelief. Huh? Jungkook laughed, looking at Taehyung's reaction for about a week, and I asked, he said with confidence, I'm so happy for you boys. Mrs. Kim wiped away a tears as she looked at both of boys with such a care. Jungkook, you better take care of my son. Jungkook nodded with a smile. I plan on it. Taehyung was silently dying over their conversation, but he stole a glance at his father, who had not said a word. He looked like he was in so thought, and Taehyung was so worried. His father looked over at him. Over their eyes met. Taehyung's heart skipped at least 7 whole beats. So this is what the business was sacrificed for. The Hung's dad finally spoke up after so long of being silenced. The talking quiet down for all were on Mr. Kim. He said, "At least you are happy right now, son?" The Hung just smiled and nodded at his father. "Yes, I am." Well then, Jungkook, he looked over at him, giving him the dead look, and Jungkook was scared to say the last. "Yes, sir, take care of him." Jungkook nodded, glancing at Taehyung with a bright smile on his face. He was happy to be accepted by his parents. After a few hours of staying at Taehyung house and checking with his parents, the two had to leave to Jungkook's house to tell his parents as well. Jungkook was not scared other than the fact that he was dating his sister-in-law's ex-arranged marriage husband. He didn't know what his parents would say, and if when he was at home, he was taken out of his thoughts when he felt a warm head gaze onto his own. He looked down to see the hand rubbing onto his head. "I'll be fine, okay? They already know me. They know you are, right?" Taehyung smiled at him. "I'll be the same aspect. I'll be with you rather than your sister." Jungkook nodded and smiled back at him. He was about to open the front door, but suddenly it opened in front of them. The two looked up, eyes widened, and were met with Jungkook's mother. "Oh, Jungkook, Taehyung," she asked in confusion. Looked at them both before he saw their connected hand. Mom, I am dating Taehyung." Jungkook, and out of she had a chance to say anything else. "I am. Congrats." She tattled her head. "Taehyung, sweetie, it's with you. Who meant with you said we are in that day?" Theung's eyes went even wider. Jungkook didn't even know about that. He wouldn't already feel the question coming. Well, it's a long story." "Oh, we have time," added with a smile, a very precious, scary smile. Theung laughed and nodded. The two were walking into the house and went to the kitchen with Jungkook's mom, and suspiciously his dad was there as well. It was like he was always in the kitchen on his laptop for some reason. Her dad, Taehyung, Jungkook moved and took a seat with Taehyung and his mother. Of course, his father looked up and smiled at the boy. "Nice, see you." Taehyung gave a soft, smile in return. "So, Taehyung is my boyfriend, kind of stole him by Minhee." Jungkook spoke up. "He's too cute, isn't he?" "Oh my god, just look." "Jungkook, you are not only embarrassing me, but I think you are making your parents uncomfortable." Taehyung mumbled, blushing bright red. "Right, Jungkook, please, he straight. Didn't you say there was a long story to tell?" "Taehyung, you have much story to tell us." "I do." Jungkook looked from Taehyung to before he nodded. Then they both them went on explaining everything. They spent about an hour or two at Jungkook's house talking his parents like they had Taehyung's, but Jungkook got a call from Jimin. Jungkook answered the call. "Hello, Cook. We barely call anymore," Jimin shouted. "Sorry, I've been busy with that Taehyung guy, right? Are you two dating now or what?" Jungkook smiled softly and nodded. "Yeah, we are." Jimin screeched. Taehyung laughed because he could hear it and because of the look at her face. "You guys should come to the cute dinner place. I'm hanging out with Suga. We should meet officially as couple," Jimin said in a normal speaking voice this time. "Yeah, okay." Taehyung up for going to little dinner for some food. Then looked at the boy next to him. "Oh, sir, I'm really hungry," he groaned in. "Look, we are gonna come in. We'll be 20 minutes. See you. Farewell," and hang up now. His hand together. "What? True, I wanna see you in my hoodie." He grabbed onto the boy hand, letting him upstairs. Flashback. Chan stopped outside of his apartment door, letting inside behind him. What do you want, Minhee? Make it quick. I thought my text was probably obvious. Minhee spoke with annoying. Leave Jungkook alone. Don't try anything with him. Chan scoffed. I don't see why I should, because he's finally moved on from you, she said bitterly. You know, she is still going to hate you for that forever, right? Chen laughed dryly. You shouldn't be just left us alone in high school. Well, I am sorry for trying to protect my brother from an even worse heartbreak by getting him to stay away from you. I don't know hurting him was protecting him, Chen said, a fake surprise, such an amazing sister. As long as he was not with you, I was fine with him hating me when he sounded annoying. Anyway, he likes someone else as late now, so please just ask him to leave. Why am I still his friend? Because he likes the guy I was in a freaking marriage with, and I wanted them to work things out before anything with the can change. Many sign I like the guy myself, but who am the Ted Jungkook happiness away twins? If you are really his friend, just tell him he need to leave. Chen stay silent few seconds. I have everything planned out. Don't worry, she said, and with silence placing her voice before she hung up. Chen signed and walked back onto his apartment. Jungkook and Taehyung finished getting ready. Were now getting into the dinner hand in hand. The bell over the door joined. They walked inside. Some shouted. The two looked over. The voice came from and saw Jimin and Suga sitting next to each other. Jungkook smiled. The two walked over. Taehyung sitting down across from them. Hey, Jimin, Suga. Hi, Jungkook. Nice you to say that Jimin and me broke up and they were a thing. Suga smiled secretly. Jungkook smiled back just as you are welcome. He dropped as around Taehyung's shoulders and pulled him. But I think Taehyung and me are cuter, don't you agree? Jimin is Miss Lordly. Let's not make this cuter relationships cancel now, cause the winner is obvious here. Wow, Jungkook, so kind of you are class as the winners like that. Jimin scoffed and crossed his arms. So we are gonna get anything to eat, or Taehyung spoke up, still very hungry. Jimin lifted his head. Oh yeah. Oh, what, just have a lie or whatever to get both of you guys here together. Cook frowned his eyebrow. What do you mean, get us here together? Are you planning or killing us? No, he was helping me. A new voice spoke up. All four boys attending were now on the new person. Jungkook and Taehyung still both winked at Minhee. Jungkook said, now before you came at me, I have a lot of explain, Minhee said, and pulling a chair up to the end of the table. First, I wanna say I'm sorry, Jungkook. You should be Jungkook's call. Jungkook sat up and listened to her. Jimin interpreted and went back to drinking his milkshake. Minnie smiled softly at Jimin as the thank you before turning back to Jungkook. You remember a few weeks ago? Jungkook nodded slowly. Well, I told him to get you to leave, she admitted. Me locking our front door. That was my doing. I had hoped that you called Theung so you could stay with him or whatever. I assume you did. Jungkook nodded again, very confusion. I don't see why would you do these thoughts, because you deserve it. I don't want you to hate me any more than you already did. She lowered her head, playing with her finger in high school with Chan. She started, I hoping you know. I didn't want to hurt you, but he was a bad guy and I don't want to get hurt. I know it if I told you that you were not going to believe me, so I thought that the way to Jungkook watched her sister closely. Eyes had started to soft as they told her story. That was a dumb way to get me to get over him. He rolled his eyes. I know, she slightly harshly, but I didn't know how else to do it, and I'm so sorry. I really wanted to make it up to you by trying to get you and Taehyung together because I saw how much happy you got around him. Taehyung smiled at this. That's really sweet, Minnie. I'm sorry things were going to work out between you and me. Was not. Just anyway, I'll be happy if we're happy with someone you really. So Jimin started and all eyes were on him. Jungkook, don't you think here's something you should say on? Jungkook slight scratching at the back of his head. I guess I'm sorry to Minnie. I shouldn't hear you two out and I forgive you. Minnie smiled broadly. I forgive you too, loser. Taehyung clenched his throat. I'm so glad that you two worked time out, but I'm really hungry, so can we maybe order some food now? Jungkook laughed softly and nodded. Of course, Minnie. Wanna stay for dinner? Minnie nodded, so she put the chair back there where it was and scooped into the glass boat next to the hound, just as Jungkook was just to call out for a waiter. The bar doing just people walked in, nearly shocked. Oh my god, hey guys, one of the people shouted from running over to we are hungry, we decided to come here. Oh, Jung and Gare, is this one Jin? You be talking more recently and he really fun hang out with. Jungkook just laughed at this. I'm glad you two are happy now. After a few hours of hanging out of dinner, everybody went their own way. Now Jungkook and Taehyung were set at the park bench with only the two of them. Taehyung with him looked over him too. So I hope army you like this story. If you like, don't forget like, share and subscribe my channel. See you soon. Bye.